ConwayBellangia. Now I have to make sure I get it right. I am the interim executive director of the State Election Commission as of a few minutes ago, for which I'm pleased to take on the role and the task of moving this agency forward. Now I'll let you ask questions.
Are you still the executive director of Greenville, County, or is
I've turned in my resignation. And by the way, yesterday I received, I'm going to blow my own horn here, I received the order of the Palmetto yesterday. And I had previously turned in my resignation, but we sort of kept it on the down low until that took place. But yeah, I've got a few more days there. But I'll be splitting time between these two, But yeah, the board in Greenville, they have appointed an interim director for Greenville County that starts Monday, and so I guess you could say I'm technically on both situations for a few days.
okay?
Now, I will not leave Greenville County in the lurch. They all have my telephone numbers. That whole staff is like family to me. And I hope that this State Election Commission staff will also become family, because that's what I like to deal with as far as a supervisory role. But I still carry a big stick. So, they don't get off that easy.
Could you maybe talk a little bit about why you wanted to come to do a statewide position?
Well, first of all, I was with the State Election Commission as their public information officer many years ago. And then I went to Orangeburg County as director because I wanted to further myself. Then Greenville called and opened up, and so I made the move to Greenville, and it's been a good run. We established our home and everything there, and the position here has come open a couple of times. I was not fortunate enough to be chosen. This time around, with everything that's going on, I feel like I can offer a very strong work ethic, integrity, hopefully a good media relation that I've had all over the country. Because at the State Election Commission, I had national coverage. But elections are in my blood. I love elections. I love Greenville County, and I love the state of South Carolina. State of South Carolina, we have a wonderful election system in South Carolina. I'm very proud of that, as well as proud of Greenville. But I want to see it be the best it can be, and so I think I can offer a major step in that direction, and that's what I hope to do. That's what I expect to do. That's what the board expects me to do. And so with a lot of effort, by staff here and the counties, we have 46 counties that are as important as Greenville is now. Greenville was my focus, but now I have 46 counties, and I want them to be, I want the elections process and the voter registration process to be as good and as efficient as it can be, and to have full confidence of the citizens of South Carolina in the election process. That's first and foremost.
So I have a quick question. I'm sure you kind of know there's been a controversial relationship, I guess you could call, with the State Election Commission and the media over the past couple of years. under different leadership. What are you planning to do when it comes to transparency? Do you see the state election, when it comes to answering FOIAs and different things like that? What is your mindset when speaking with the media, answering different FOIA requests? And stuff?
I will, as long as the commission gives me the permission to be available, I will. When it comes to FOIA request, that's a legal issue. And, if somebody makes a FOIA request, it falls into that category. As far as, being open and transparent, I can tell you right now that I am. I make myself as available as I possibly can. Everybody in Greenville has my cell number. That will not be different here. It'll just be a state number instead of a Greenville number. But I hope to be, very available, as much as I possibly can. I'm, again, started out, 40 years ago in the public information process. It was different back then. But I've grown, and so have we. I think if you contact your counterparts in Greenville, you will find that I have been very open with them. I will make myself totally available as much as I possibly can. As the old saying goes, within reason. But it's important that we have a good working relationship with the news media. The counties, the legislature, governor's office, federal offices as necessary, but as much as we possibly can. I don't know what the relationship was before, with prior directors, but I will establish my style fairly quickly. Again, I work for the commission. And if they tell me to, back up or slow down, then I will. But, I think they'll give me a little bit of leeway. I do know the pitfalls of legal issues. I didn't come into this, blind. And if it's a legal issue, it stays a legal issue. I am not an attorney. Don't want to be an attorney. And if it's a legal question, then it moves to a different atmosphere for me. Now, once I get clarification from legals, I should probably say it like that, but anyway, then I will deal accordingly. I've been in elections for 40 years. I know election law. I know what it says, and I know some of the pitfalls there as well. I sort of know where I can go and where I can't go. And, for that, if somebody asking a question that I can't answer, I'll say, I'm sorry, I can't answer that question. But if I can, I will. I don't want to step on any landmines.
Speaking of the legislature, have you spoken to any senators yet? How do you see the Senate confirmation going, especially considering what's happened with the prior interim director? Do you see it being an easy confirmation, or have you heard anything from them as of yet?
I have not had any contact with them because, this has happened fairly quickly.
Yeah.
I know from Greenville senators, my reputation is out there. I do have a lot of other senatorial friends, I hope. But considering what has happened, I expect a grilling. But it is what it is, and I'll be forthright with what I say to them, and I hope they are, forthright with me. And if we get through that certification, that appointment process, and away we go. If they say no, they say no, and we move on. That just means the commission will have to retool. But guess what? We'll take that one step at a time. I don't have any problem with anything in my elections past. Greenville County for 34 years has been really, really good at conducting elections, fair, cleanly, with integrity, and with transparency. So, that's
You say
good.
you've been director for 34 years there
In Greenville.
in Greenville?
I've been involved in elections a whole lot longer than that. Actually started as a page in the State House being involved in reapportionment back in 1974. Anyway, but, and then I went to Division of Research and Statistical Service and worked on reapportionment issues. And then in about 82 or 83, came to work at the State Election Commission. And I've been definitely involved since then in elections. But I've been involved in elections since college.
I know negotiations are ongoing with the Trump administration's request for voter rolls with South Carolina. Do you have a perspective on that, or an opinion on what the state should do, or kind of any insight in how you'll navigate
Well,
those
that
conversations?
right now it's a legal issue. There's a court suit that they're dealing with, and there are legal negotiations going on between the state of South Carolina Election Commission and DOJ. And guess what? I've not been involved in that,
Right.
and the legals will handle that, and the court process will take it where it goes. I understand. I'm a government employee. Okay, I'm an election official. I do what I'm told. And I have. As executive director, there will be a whole lot more flexibility. But in essence, if the legal will say this is the way it's going to be, then guess what? This is the way it's going to be. What direction they take, they will tell me which way to go. Perspective.
One or two more, and then we'll let you get down to talk to the chair.
Do you have any thoughts on maybe the biggest challenges that are facing elections across the state right now, and what you would hope to do as executive director?
The biggest challenge
Coming
right
from
now,
a local perspective, just any challenges in
and this is nationwide. I mean, it's local, but also nationwide. Just the target that's on the back of election officials, and the distrust of a small group of people in the electorate that don't like election officials, period. That's a hump. But by and large, in South Carolina, the elections are viewed as being good, fair, proper, and we intend to keep it that way. That we don't want many protests. We want things to be smooth. But you know what? Mistakes happen, and when mistakes happen, that's when a protest is, and guess what? We deal with it.
I guess how do you hope to rebuild trust? This agency is obviously everyone's doing their job, but we had some shakeups at the top of the election agency. So how do you hope to rebuild trust with the state?
First of all, the trust will be one step at a time. One brick at a time. Slowly. Just to make sure that our foundation is good. And it really lies with our poll workers. The poll workers are the front line. And most of the time, poll workers are local people in a local area dealing with their friends and neighbors, maybe not so friendly neighbors, but that's where it starts. And if people have trust in the elections being conducted by poll workers, if they present that good, strong look of knowing what they're doing and doing what they know and following instructions, will be good. But that's what it's going to take. Now, the national level is something totally different, but we have to do it on a local level, precinct by precinct, county by county, and then the state will follow suit.
Can I ask how old you are? I ask everyone.
72.
Thank you.
Okay? That old enough?
Not enough.
Is that old enough?
I think that'll do, yeah.
I You know, age is relative.
Comes with plenty of experience, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You know, I wouldn't have so much experience if I was young.